And so once I became an attorney and opened up my own law office, then my whole idea, my whole mission at that point was to make this difference, to make the change in the world. I understood this was my purpose. I understood that I was supposed to change the world. How I was going to do it, I wasn't quite sure, because as we know, there's so many different things that you can do to actually change the world.
I did not feel safe. That's why I decided to come to California, because I didn't feel safe in Mexico.
Just kind of like the system, and if you go outside the system, then it becomes a struggle.
He's tenacious in his pursuit of justice for people, and that is refreshing in this day and time.
I crossed the border back in 1999. I was kidnapped by American coyotes. They held me in their house with my daughter for 2 weeks, locked in a room.
The whole idea of being someone within the system that's trying to make a difference and make a change, there's a lot of resistance to that by the so-called system itself.
I feel that when it comes to picking a career, following your passion, the underlying paradigm of it always has to be, what did I do to help others along the way?
Even though the police took me into the station, I still thought I would be going home that day. If the father of my children did something wrong, why am I suffering the consequences for it?
So now you've gone to being mistreated by, officials from your country of origin, to come into a country where you're trying to seek your freedom, and then you're also mistreated here by these officials.
Purpose is to help others. He always loved to help people.
Told me that he was moving to California. Of course, it upset me because I was close to him and his kids, but I knew he was going to do something with his life.
I did expect better treatment from the U.S. court system. The judge tried to make everyone feel like they were worthless. The judge made me feel like I was a nobody, and made it clear that she could do whatever she wanted with my case.
He cares a lot about people, and for him, he truly believes he was put in this world for a purpose.
We began to start preparing for what would be an asylum hearing on your behalf.
I don't think I would be better off in Mexico. I really don't. But if you could compare it, it is really almost the same situation. I just go in circles to the same violence I tried to run from. It was hard for me. I saw many things. People abusing other people, violating their basic human rights.
So here you have this system, and you have these heartless individuals that are involved in the system that instead of, fighting for justice and trying to change the law, you find yourself sometimes fighting the system itself.
He wants to build a legacy, and he still thinks he's building the legacy, which I think he is, but I think at some point he has to realize that he's done a lot, and he's built that legacy already.
I'm not really moved by how far I can take my career, nor am I really moved by the material or financial success of my career. The only thing that I'm moved by is my conscience, and ultimately bringing about the glory to those individuals that are in need of it.
People have setbacks. Some people, once they have a setback, they just give up.
I think the things that make Zulu unique is his compassion. As I've said often, the desire to seek honesty and the truth.
The most important thing is really the journey itself. And I think a lot of people don't value, the process of getting to where you want to go. And sometimes along the way, I think that too often people don't appreciate both the failures and the successes when they're on this journey.
I am thankful because Zulu is a great person, a very important person in my life. He always fought for me. He had every intention to help me to the fullest of his abilities. I don't know where I would be without him.
Everybody in the family is proud of Zulu. He's accomplished everything he wanted to, and more.
When I got out of immigration jail, I felt so happy because I knew I was going to hold my children. I can't explain how great it was when that became a reality.
These people that we entrust our lives, our liberty, and our safety to aren't protecting us.
Having purpose means fighting for what you want. Fighting for my children, my well-being, my family. For me, recovering my children is a purpose I won't stop fighting for.
That cycle of violence, that cycle of not forgiving people, it's just like a never-ending cycle, and that's the reason why we're so violent. And oftentimes it doesn't come from the people on the street, oftentimes it comes from people in power.
Since obtaining my freedom, I appreciate life. You realize that freedom is a reality that God allows us to have.
There's two types of people. There are people who give, and there are people who take. I mean, some people, they come through the world and basically all they do is take. The world could exist with you, or the world could exist without you. And then there's some people that come along and basically they figure out ways to help other people. They give.